Hey guys, it's time for another live stream. Tried to get this around the same time as last week. Apparently, more people are able to view or able to come out at around this time of night, it seems. So hopefully this will be a set time every week. Now we do have a lot to talk about this week. There will be talk about the new zones, Nazjatar and Mechagon. The res of Azshara 8.2 coming out. Hey, why so slow, bro? How's it going? Made it just in time, my friend. Glad to have you. We're just getting ready to get started. We're going to be talking about 8.2 and are you ready? We will be talking about Nazjatar, Mechagon, the Eternal Palace of Azshara, the Operation Mechagon, which is going to be freaking awesome, by the way, the Heart of Ezra, the update to it, and the War Campaign. Got a disc message on Friday. Oh wow. Oh wow. Hey, Ben, I guess congratulations, right? But I'm hoping that's a good thing. But as I said, we'll be talking about the War Campaign, Heritage Armor for the Gnomes and for the Tauren. And we'll also be talking about Crestfall, Snow Blossom, Arapi, Warfront Heroic, and the, just in general, 8.2. 8.2 is going to be freaking off the hook. Now, just making sure the sound is okay, correct? Just want to make sure before I go any further and then find out that it was muted or something was wrong and it wasn't working. But we have a lot to talk about tonight, as well as this is going to be a weekly thing, every week, every Saturday. But great. Every Saturday at 9 p.m. because it does seem that a lot of people are able to show up on Saturday at this time when they may not be able to show up earlier in the evening. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and talk about Nazjatar. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have been wanting to go to Nazjatar for forever. It's been one of my things that I've always wanted to do. I wanted to go to Nazjatar. I wanted to kill some more old gods. And it looks like we may get to do both. Now, Nazjatar, as you know, was underwater. It's not going to be anymore. Okay, it is going to be truly the rise of Azshara. So, with that comes Nazjatar to the land. Now, personally, there's a lot, and I do mean a lot, that I do want to go over with you guys. First of all, the one thing everybody wants to do, and that is fly. Okay? Everybody wants to go and get their flying mounts, start flying, and get it now. Well, soon enough, we will be able to. Now, the 8.2 PTR is going to hit tomorrow, Tuesday. The, I want to say the 16th is Tuesday. Yes, okay. The 16th. It's going to be going to PTR 8.2 on Tuesday. So if you've not downloaded the PTR server, go ahead and get it downloaded, get ready, because it is coming. Now, the Battle for Ezra Pathfinder 2 is something that I know myself and millions of other players have been looking forward to. And, you know, first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at what you're going to need to get off the ground and start soaring through the clouds in Battle for Ezra patch 8.2. Okay, Pathfinder 2, and I do have a few bullet points wrote down for me so I don't forget anything, because there's so much to talk about. So if it looks like or sounds like I'm reading the script, I may be reading, like points, but no, I don't have a full script wrote out or anything like that, because I'm trying to get away from that and move forward. So the very first thing is Pathfinder 2 will require us to complete some achievements and, of course, gain rep. Now, the rep is going to be with the Rust Boat Resistance for Mechagon, the Ancon for Nazjatar, and the Unshackled also for Nazjatar. Now, at the moment, we don't know if we're going to have all of those revered, or if it's just going to be one or two. So we'll have to wait on that, I guess. The Horde, first of all, the Horde's going to be meeting up with former Naga slaves. Former races that have been held as a slave by the Naga. And that will be the Gilbin, the Mechagon, and the Sea Giants. Now, the group definitely is going to be a motley crew. I mean, they're definitely by far not going to be win any beauty contests. But they're going to make up a faction known as the Unshackled. And this will be where the Horde will concentrate its efforts in going forward in days to come. Now, the Alliance, on the flip side, will be helping a group of water warriors known as the Ancon. And if I'm saying that wrong, I have no idea, but hopefully I'm saying it right. Now, as far as these new races, the Unshackled and the Ancon, they are going to be our combat allies. You remember, like in, I believe it was Warlords of Draenor, where we had a buddy that followed behind us. He got reputation and exalted, and he leveled when we did, and so on from the garrison. This is going to be something like that from what I gather. Now, from what it looks like so far, we're going to be having the same model for the Pathfinder that we did in Legion, which means probably about, I'm going to say 2 to 3 weeks before any of us start flying around. But we can also expect to have to explore all of Nazjatar and all of Mechagon. So that in itself is going to be freaking awesome. Because, in my opinion, if you're going to explore, you do it while you're on the ground. And once we're able to fly, nobody's going to be on the ground exploring. You're going to have to do it now if you're going to explore it at all. Now, personally, I'm looking forward to the flying mount because it will make it so that it's easier to level my alts. And, so that in itself is going to be a great thing. What about you guys? I know we got Slowbro with us, and it looks like we got a few others. Who do we have, and where are you from, if this is your first time here? Also, what do you think about the flying mounts? I mean, being able to fly in Nazjatar, in Mechagon, and in Kultiris, as well as Zandalar. And also, there's another little treat. Once we get the flying mount unlocked, we will get a absolutely fantastic golden parrot mount. And it looks awesome. Now, I will be doing a video with a little bit more of a deep dive on this subject, so stick around for that. That will be coming up a little bit later on this evening or in the morning hours of Sunday. So stick around for that. Okay, so we'll move on. I'm going to try to squeeze this in to an hour and give a little bit of time at the end for a Q&A if anybody has anything to ask. Okay, I'm looking forward to flying. So many times have I missed anchor weed due to being on a flight taxi. Also looking forward to the B mount. You know, that is one, but I need to do I need to do a video on the B mount and find out as much about it as possible. Where do we get it from? What do we need to do to get it? You know, and go from there, because that is a mount that I definitely want. I want this mount in a very big way. Sorry about that. I hit a button and turned off the cam. I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next part of this, which is the Heart of Azshara. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the Heart of Azshara has been one of the biggest grinds to me in the game. You're always out. You're trying to get the Azshara so that you can get another level, and it just never seems to end, because it's not ending. Now, Heart of Azshara in 8.2 will be a whole lot different. Okay, I recently got my Moon Saber mount, 750 service medals, and it turns out I'm addicted to collecting mounts. Hey man, I definitely understand that. I'm a mount collector myself, and I was wondering, and hopefully, you know, maybe, I know you would like these videos. I'm thinking about possibly doing a series on all the mounts that you have to go farm, where you can go farm them, how if it's something you buy, like for example the Tundra mount, the one that has the vendors. If you wanted to go get it, how much gold would it cost? How much rep? Where do you get that rep? And so on. More or less helping people that are into mount collecting that don't know where to find these things. What do you think, Slow Bro? Is that something that you would watch? I mean, I know that if you're like me, there's so many mounts in the game that you want. And if you don't know where to find them, the very first place I go is YouTube. And there's so many of them, but there's not even a video on, but I've seen. You could do that. I think a couple add-ons exist for that kind of reason, but not everyone uses add-ons. Exactly. You know, one of my guild mates, he is totally adamant about not using any add-ons. He said he's never used an add-on and he don't plan on it. To me, I look at an add-on as a way of making my gaming better, a way of making things easier for me, and therefore if there's 500 add-ons that's going to help me, I'm going to have all 500, you know. So I'm big on that. Now, the Heart of Azshara. Have you ever wanted to rebuild the heart chamber for Azshara? Because that's where we're going. We're going to be heading into the heart chamber, rebuilding it, and we're going to be able to socket essences of the Heart of Azshara. Now, what that's going to do, it's going to basically give us all the traits. It may not be all at once, of course, but we will get all the traits. And when we start to do this, we'll need to unlock the circle in the middle of the heart, because all the progress we have now, from what I understand, it'll be there, but it's not going to be showing up right off. And at that time, you can go ahead and socket your essences. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can get the essences, but the way I'm understanding this is an essence, you're going to socket it just like you would a gem on a piece of gear. You can replace it. You can, put another one on instead, whatever. Now, the essence also have different ranks. You can collect the higher one, and you don't have to start from the ground up and start with the lower one and build up. If you're lucky enough to get the top rank or one of the higher ranks, you can use it and forget about the lower rank. Now, also, if you're able to get to the absolute top rank, it's going to be a legendary skill, and it's going to look freaking awesome. I'll also be doing a video on the heart of Ezra as well, so that it's going to make a little go a little bit deeper than what I can here, because with that, then I can show pictures, I can show examples, and it's just a little bit easier. Okay, anybody got any comments, any questions on the heart of Azshara, the new one? Personally, I think it's going to be awesome. And I know a lot of people have bitched and complained and whined and cried about how bad, Battle for Azshara, worst game, worst patch ever, worst expansion ever. I don't know where they get this, personally. Now, there are some parts of the game, but they're not my absolute favorite right now. For example, the trickle-down effect that they have for the war campaign, the part about Sourfang as a traitor and Bane is arrested and so on. I don't like the way they're trickling it down, but overall, man, I think Battle for Azshara has been a very good expansion. Now, I mean, if you guys disagree for any reason, be sure to let me know, whether it be through comments if you're watching this as a playback, or if you're in the live chat, let me know what you think. Do you think it's a good expansion, a bad expansion, whatever? Okay, I heard on Preach's video that the legendary and epic essences are more or less the same power. Other than that, no comment. I don't know how that's going to work, but it definitely is going to be very interesting. And it's something that I'm looking forward to checking out, I mean, I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. Okay. Now, next we have the one that I absolutely cannot wait to see. Mount equipment. Okay. We've been able to equip things for our followers, but not for our mounts, and now we can. Okay, I think it's a bit too early to judge BFA as a whole. It's in its current state, it's not the greatest, especially compared to its predecessor, but Legion had its time, so that's unfair to compare. Exactly. And see, I think too many people are comparing BFA with Legion, and Legion didn't start out being the absolute best. It had its bad times and its good times. So, it is what it is, as they say. That's one of my new favorite sayings. It is what it is. But, as I was saying, the mount equipment. Have any of you checked it out or looked into that? Because the mount equipment in 8.2 is going to give you the ability. Well, let me read here from a blue post. The blue said, a small clarification to our plans for mount equipment. Hitting level 100 on one character will unlock the system. Once unlocked, the system will be available to all characters and the equipment pieces will themselves require a level 20. If your goal is to have water walking while leveling, then you can enable water walking mount equipment, and there will be one available via the angler's reputation that will be bind on account, and you can send it to whichever side, and it will make all of your mounts be able to walk on water. The mount equipment, I like and dislike this. Keep water walking on the water strider. It's completely unneeded, a completely unneeded step. They should view it like a sky golem, where it has its own effect already, so it's not going to be affected by the equipment. You know, I honestly think that that's the best way to do it too, because in my opinion, the water strider, I mean, that's what makes the mount. That would be like taking the motorcycle, the one that the contest, and saying that now that you've got used to using it, that they're going to take the wheels off and you now have to just leave it set somewhere to look nice. You know, it wouldn't be smart. It would be very stupid, and that is one criticism that I do have about this. Other than that, I think it's going to be freaking awesome. Now, but Blue goes on to say that the piece from the anglers will be bound on account, and it'll work exactly as before. The benefits of making all of your characters' mounts walk on water. So that would be cool. Okay, it would absolutely be cool to be able to mount up on any and all of your mounts and walk on water. You know, I mean, ride on water, whatever. It definitely would be interesting. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this. And in the video that I've already done on this, and it will be released either tonight or early in the morning. And when I say early in the morning, I mean early morning hours, like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I have some videos I've been working on, and I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, if it's 5 o'clock in the morning. These videos are going out, and you guys are going to have a lot of videos to watch. So definitely, you know, keep an eye out for that. I guess I can take solace in the fact that players who own the water strider will be getting their inflatable shoes for their mounts. So not all is lost. Right, the very first one that you get will be free if you change it out for any of the others. Now, for example, I don't know if you checked it out, but you have a saddle chute. Now, this is one that, for example, you're riding along on your mount and you have a big world boss after you. You can jump off a cliff, and the mount is going to have a parachute come up and float you to the ground safely. Okay, so that would be cool. You know, and you can change these on the fly. So, you know, if you need to water walk, you can put it on. If you don't, you know, you can put on the parachute, or you can use the comfortable rider's barding. Now, this makes it so, and I can't think of the name of the piece of equipment, but you know what I'm talking about. It keeps you from being dazed. I think it's Monel hoof plates or Monel hardened stirrups, or one of them. And this piece of equipment, the comfortable rider's barding, is going to pretty well do away with that. It still will be in the game, I guess, but it's not going to really be needed, because with the comfortable rider's barding, you can no longer be dazed and knocked off your mount and dismounted. So that's going to be awesome. Now, with that being said, any comments anybody has? Ouch. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know what just happened. But anyway, any questions, any comments about the rider's equipment? And I keep looking over to the upper side because that's where I have the chat window popped up. Okay, so if there's no questions, no comments about that, let's go ahead and take a little bit deeper look at Nazjatar. Now, Nazjatar is going to be freaking awesome. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it just is. It's going to be awesome. And in all honesty, when they said that we was going to Nazjatar, I thought we was going to be going underwater and everybody was going to be drowning and, you know, running out of air and trying to get to the top in order to keep from drowning. And no, Nazjatar is coming to the surface. Now, as I said, the Horde will be meeting their people, the Alliance will be meeting their people, and Nazjatar is going to have its own emissary. Now, guys, this is the part that is totally awesome. You're going to have your own emissary for Nazjatar. Yeah, me too. I hated that place. Oh my god, I hated that place. And the only saving grace for Azshara was I wanted that mount, the seahorse. And then I found out after doing all that and all the aggravation that it was only usable in that zone. So that kind of ticked me off. But the Nazjatar is going to have its own emissary and its own world quest, okay? Which will be, well, it's going to be themed, obviously, around Nazjatar, Azshara, and Mechagon, okay? And that's going to be freaking awesome in itself. Now, if you see a rare, definitely go kill it, because each one of the rares are going to be different each and every time you kill it. Okay, it's going to have different abilities. It's going to have different kinds of loot. It's going to be freaking awesome. For me, the saving grace was being a Druid. Aquatic form got me moving really fast. Hey, I definitely understand. For me, I believe I was playing my Druid as my main back in that time, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I was though. Now, one thing that I'm not going to like about Nazjatar is we're going to have to build bases. Okay, it's going to be kind of like a combination of Warcraft 3 and a combination of the garrisons, because we're going to have to build bases. We're going to have to get it ready for war. The other side, I'm sure, will be able to destroy your base and so on. So it's going to be interesting, but who knows? It may be fun until we've tried it. I'm not going to say one way or the other. Now, Nazjatar is going to be home of the Azshara's Eternal Palace, which is a 8-boss raid, and of course the end boss is going to be Azshara. And we have one boss that's going to be completely underwater, and it's going to be awesome. Now, from what I can understand, Druids are going to absolutely be fantastic for that fight, because Druids can get around quicker. You know, they don't have to be out of combat. They can hit the button for travel form, and next thing you know, they are... Sorry about this, guys. Got to scratch my back. Next thing you know, they are in their aquatic form and going very, very quick and doing what they got to do. So I think it's going to be awesome, especially if you're a Druid for that raid. But yeah, Nazjatar is going to be one that I'm looking forward to in a very big way. Now, Have you ever wondered what Mechagon would be like? Because I know I have, and I've read on it. I've seen people talk about it. I've seen a few of the people who went to Blizzard and played it. Their videos on it, and it seems awesome. So I will be doing a video and releasing it also on each one of these topics, okay? Now, 8.2 is going to take us, of course, to Mechagon and to Nazjatar. And both are going to be totally different from anything we've had in the past. Nazjatar is going to, well, it's going to kind of be like a two-way street. Nazjatar is going to go with the war campaign the way we have it now, while Mechagon is going to take us in a totally different direction and be more of a story-driven setup. So it's going to be freaking awesome. Mechagon is going to be bigger than Timeless Isles, and I don't know about you, but I thought Timeless Isles was huge, and for some reason my back is just itching like crazy tonight. Don't know, and Mechagon is also said to by Blizzard that it is going to be filled with more secrets than any other zone so far, any other location so far. So that in itself is going to be fantastic. It felt large to me solely because you couldn't fly there. Exactly. And you know, I don't know about you, but do you remember it was like a bird or a seagull or something, and you would hit it, and it would come down and take you up into the air and take you to the higher part, and then you would kill it and you would land. You know, you would fall into the water, or if you fell somewhere else, you would most likely die. But Mechagon's going to be bigger than the Timeless Vertical. We're going to have vertical and horizontal parts of Mechagon. You are going to be able to fly there. They are going to have war mode be able to be enabled. So if you want to go into war mode, you can. If you don't want to go into war mode, you don't have to. So that's, you know, that's going to be totally different, or totally great. And also, one thing I did find that was really interesting to me in Mechagon, if you're going along and let's say you find a quest item, okay, let's say it's a little robot, okay, and that robot, you help repair that bot, you do everything it needs to be done for it. In the end, that robot could become your mount. It could be a mount that you have. It could be a spider mount. It could be whatever. Hey, Baroya, I'm hoping I'm not butchering your name. If I am, I do apologize. I do believe this is your first time here, but I can remember at least. If not, I do apologize. If it is, please do be sure to subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more live streams and a whole lot more videos coming out. My father-in-law is finally getting back on his feet, and so I'm able to do a lot more than I have been in the past. So I do appreciate you popping in. Absolutely fantastic to have you here. Now, Mechagon, as I was saying, if you, let's say you find a robot, like one of the little, you know, gnome bots or whatever, you found one. You can repair it, do quests to help it, etc. And in the end, it could be your now be your mount. It's not guaranteed, but it will always happen that way. But it could be. So that's going to be awesome. Now, I don't have a lot on some of the topics here that I'm seeing. I don't have any notes on so far, but I did want to go over it with you of what my personal thoughts are. Magni. Okay, Magni Bronzebeard is going to be back at it again. He's going to be giving us new quests, new storyline going on there, and we're going to be definitely... Oh, okay. Well, I do appreciate it. Hey, I do appreciate that. And like I said, please do be sure, if you've not already subscribed, be sure to go ahead and do that. I would greatly appreciate it. And that way you always are up to date on what's going on the channel. So that would be great. Baroa. Hopefully I didn't butcher it again. Sorry about that. But Magni's going to be giving us a lot more to look at, a lot more to do. Nerdlord, do you think we'll see Kalia Minifield in this patch? Yes, I do. I really do. I think that because, okay, we have Derek Proudmore, who and I'm not going to give it away because I got a video coming up about that, but definitely it's a video you will want to watch. I don't believe that Derek is what Jaina thinks he is. I think that there's more to it than what we are, what we're seeing right now. And Jaina has already pretty well said that she had somebody more or less that she wanted to take Derek to. Somebody that would understand, I believe was the wording. Well, who would understand being undead more than Kalia Minifield? So I do think she will play a big part in it. That's just my personal opinion. I do honestly think that Kalia will play a big part in it. Now, if you're a gnome or you're a Tauren, get ready for a lot of questing, a lot of things you'll have to do. But we're going to be able to finally get heritage armor for the Tauren. And that's not High Mountain Tauren, but regular Tauren and the gnomes. So, yeah, I think that's going to be great. We also are going to be having, for the first time, and they said that this was going to be a trial. It may or may not last. It may or may not happen again. But a heroic Arapi Highlands Warfront, which is going to be absolutely awesome. It may or may not be a little bit more time consuming, but I think it's definitely going to be interesting. Anybody have any questions? Go ahead and pop them up, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. I mean, just because I'm going over some things here that I felt, needed to be, or whatever. Okay, sorry, but I got to take off. Hawk, have a good evening, everyone, and enjoy the stream. Hey, Slow Bro, take it easy, man, and hopefully we'll see you here next week. Again, for those that may not know, this will be a weekly thing. 9 o'clock every Saturday, like clockwork, unless there's sickness or death in my family, I will be here. And we will be having a live stream every Saturday. Yes, can't wait for my Tauren Druid to have some nice travel gear. In all honesty, I have thought that the gear like this should have already been introduced into the game years ago. I didn't know, what it should be called, heritage armor or whatever. But, I've always thought that it would be a good thing. Also, the battlegrounds. For those of you who did like Ashran or Ashran, ever how you want to say it, from Legion, then definitely, or no, hold on, that wasn't Legion, was it? Oh, good God. All the expansions are running together, wherever it was from. It is back, and it is going to be one of the new battlegrounds. So it is back. So, you know, war mode is going to definitely be kicked into gear. There's going to be some more things going on with war mode. They've not really touched base on it yet. And there's going to be some either new developments with the professions, or possibly new professions altogether. So we'll have to wait and see on that. I think it would be absolutely awesome if we could get a new profession, because they took one of them away from us. I mean, they took the first aid, which I did not like that they took that away. I thought it was a big screw up. I thought that, you know, first aid was a great thing for everybody, because, you know, no matter who you was, if you was a DPS that couldn't heal, no big deal. Make them bandages and it would heal you, heal you up. So I always thought that was a good thing, but apparently they didn't, so they took it away. Now, one thing that I do have to say is that there are going to be some class changes coming up, and I'll be doing a video on this as well. But there are going to be some class changes, like, for example, and I'm just going to touch base on a couple of them here. Like you mentioned that you was a druid. Okay, but druids are soothe, remove corruption, moonfire, and rebirth are no longer castable in cat or bear form by default. So you cannot cast these in bear form or cat form. Personally, I don't know if I like that, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. For feral druids, you now have a visible passive learned at level 22 that allows remove corruption and soothe to be cased in cat form. Okay, so Blizzard is kind of saying you can't, but then you can. So, you know, I don't know. To me, that don't make any sense. Guardian, the druids now have a visible passive learned at level 10, but allows soothe and corruption and moonfire and rebirth to be cased in bear form. So, I don't know. To me, it's going to be really detailed, and I will go over this in great detail in a different video, so stay close for that. Now, like, for example, I'm not a Beastmaster hunter. I do marksman, and I've always, for at least the last 2 expansions, I've been marksman. But Beastmasters are going to definitely have some major bits, I feel. Like barbed shot, the damage is now affected by bestial wrath, and its damage is reduced by 10%. Now, the developers did make a note here in the blue post that says, we are fixing the bug that caused bestial wrath to not affect barbed shot damage, and lowering the base damage of barbed shot to keep the overall damage roughly unchanged. So, but I will be going over this as well. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that you would like to see me make a video on? Pop it up, let me know. I'll make a video on it. Also, I am going to be doing some updates to the channel over the next couple weeks. I'll be doing them gradually. I don't know if you covered it, but what's your opinion on the mount equipment? The mount equipment, I think, is going to be great in one way. The only thing I do not like about it is that they are taking away the Water Strider's ability to walk on water. Now, you can use an equipment item that will make it still walk on water. But I don't think you should have to do that. I think it should automatically be able to walk on water. And if we're going to take that away, then shouldn't they also take away the ability to herb while mounted from the Sky Golem? I mean, you know, it's kind of what makes the Sky Golem what it is, just like the Water Strider. What makes it what it is the ability to walk on water. But now with the shoes, the inflatable shoes that they're going to have for all the mounts, it's going to make everything water walkers. They also have the one with parachutes where you can jump. For example, you fall off a cliff or whatever, the parachute is going to pop out of your mount and save you, float you to the ground slowly. Or the comfortable rider's barding is going to keep you from being dazed and knocked off. You don't have to go back and buy this item from the auction house every few hours in order to do that. So I think it does have potential, and that it can definitely grow on you. The only thing is, I hope they give us more than just these 3 equipment pieces. I would like to see one where you can make everything a flying mount. Okay, every mount can fly now, you know, something like that. Or I would like to see one where if you're into PvP, you're in mid-air, you've got this equipped, and somebody else is PvP'd, you can attack them, kind of like a dogfight, you know. You can attack them, knocking them out of the air, and killing them. I think that would be absolutely awesome. It's something I've always wanted to see happen. So, you know, I don't know. To me, I think it has... I feel it's coming. I don't know when. It might not be this expansion. It may be next or whatever. But I do think it is on its way. But, anybody, any other questions? Do you have anything you want to see a video on? And also, I've been a gamer all my life, ever since I was just a little kid. I think I started with my very first gaming system, which was, if this tells you how long, an Atari. And I've been gaming ever since. Now, one of the things that I would like to definitely do is very possibly get into gaming or videos or live streams, what have you, with games like Hitman Absolution. I've got the whole Hitman series, Hitman Absolution, Hitman Contracts, Blood Money, Hitman 1, Hitman 2. I've got a series called Payday. It's more or less where you're a bank robber and you go in and you rob banks and you do whatever it takes to escape with the money. I've got Batman. Let's see, I've got 6 Batmans. So I've got almost all the Batmans, if not all. I've also got the Call of Juarez. It's more or less a mob kind of thing where you're going against the mob. Dishonored, I've got it. That's a great game. Metal Gear, I've got Sniper Ghost Warrior. I've got the game called Rambo. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard about the game, but it's Rambo, the video game. Absolutely fantastic. Tomb Raider, I've got a few of those. Grand Theft Auto 5. And I've been thinking about doing some of the videos as well as maybe a live stream once a week with one, like at random, one of them, and see how that goes. Because, there's a lot of gamers who just right now they don't have any interest in Battle for Ezra for whatever reason. Personally, I like it. I think it's a great game, but not everybody is like me. Not everybody is diehard 110% dyed in the wool Blizzard fan. You know, I've played Blizzard games for many years. I started out with Diablo 1, and then it was an odd story, but I was at my mom and my dad's house. My mom says, "Could you go in and get get Junior, my younger brother, and tell him that supper's ready?" I said, "Okay." So I go in to tell him, and he says, "Hey, okay, great. I'll go eat. Just move me around over here a little. Keep me alive on this game. I don't want to die. Just keep me alive." I said, "What kind of game is this?" He said, You'll learn. And he walks out of the room. He's gone out of the room for about 30 minutes. When he comes back, he said, "Okay, you can move now." I said, In a minute. I was already hooked. The very next day, or the very same day, in fact, I went out, I bought World of Warcraft. It was vanilla. It was only like, about 7 days after the release of vanilla, and I've been hooked on the game ever since. But I do also think that doing a few of the other games wouldn't be a bad idea. So any other questions, any other comments, anything you'd want to see a video on, or whatever, just let me know. And also, I'm going to be doing some changes to the way I do my thumbnails. Okay, different thumbnail series, or different series. For example, my gold making series that I've been working on and still need to release will have their own unique type of thumbnail. It will be the same colors as, each and every individual video in that playlist will be the same type of thumbnail. It won't be the exact copy, of course, but you'll be able to tell that it's from that series. Then, for example, my mount collection series will also have their own unique kind of thumbnail. So it is something I'm working on. I know I received an email a couple days ago from somebody saying, "Hey, 1200 and last I looked, 1287. That may have changed. I hope it goes up and up. But right now, that's where we are at. And I definitely want to see this channel grow so big that I have, 25, 35,000 subscribers at any given time. That's what I want to see. And personally, I think we can do it. And it is going to, it's going to be a lot of work, but with you guys, I can do it. We can do it. We can do it as a whole. And that's where I think we are. So, again, any questions, anything that you guys want to know, it don't matter what it's about. I mean, if you got a question about me personally, my philosophy on something, my way of looking at things, my thoughts on something, let me know. I mean, I'm an open book. I may not be always politically correct, as they say, but I do try my best. So, let me know what you guys think. Any questions or anything like that, let me know. And I will be wrapping this up here in a few minutes, probably about another 10 minutes, because I do want to try to keep it about an hour each time. Now, there are going to be some times, like when Battle for Azeroth 8.2 actually goes live, I am absolutely going to burn the live stream up. I'm going to have probably, 5-6 hours, maybe even longer, of live stream. But typically I'm going to try to keep it about an hour. Okay, I've had no issues with BFA. I also knew things were time gated and races will be available later. Looking forward to the new videos. Hey, I appreciate that. We do have 2 new allied races coming up in 8.2. So far, we do know the Alliance is going to get the Mechagon, Mechagon. But we don't know what the Horde's going to get yet. So, I guess we'll find that out when the time comes. But so far, we don't know. I would like to see us get the Naga. Maybe we go in and we kick Queen Azshara and we, kick her out and we take the Naga from her. I think that would be cool. Yeah, we are going to be having, like I said, a ton of new videos. One of which is going to be about how to level the quickest possible way. Volpira, yeah, I never could spell it at all personally, but that would be a very good guess. I think that would be awesome. That or the Naga, but see, the Naga has always been a Queen Azshara thing, so I don't know if we'll ever see the Naga as a playable allied race. I don't know. I'm hoping one day we will. And guys, when we do these live streams, it's not always, and I'll do one, sometimes I will be doing videos like of me playing and doing that kind of stuff. But today was just a chill day. There was too much to talk about to actually take away the time that I could be talking about that and start playing the game. So I wanted to give 100% concentration to what was most important. Getting the information out there and talking about it with you guys. So I do definitely think that I think that was the best choice. But for now, guys, I want to again say thank you for stopping in and being here for the live stream. If you've missed any of it, please do go back and watch it again. Be sure to give it a thumbs up when you do, and share the video with your friends. I would greatly appreciate it. Share the channel with your friends. I would greatly appreciate that as well. It's just that I do want to make sure that you guys get some videos tonight, and the best way I can do that is by cutting this short in order to do that. Oh, by the way, and this is a totally non-related issue to WoW, but it is something that I felt some of you may be interested in. My dad got me started, about 2 years ago on a TV show called Restaurant Impossible with Chef Robert Irvine. And more or less, he goes in and he'll go to a restaurant. He'll find all the problems they're having, and he'll try to fix things. And it was on for like 13 seasons, and then they took it off the air. Well, it is coming back on the 20th of this month, so a week from today. And I cannot wait. Hoping it's as good as it was back then. If you've not ever watched it, and you want to watch a good show or try one out, check it out. You can usually find it on, well, I know you can find it on playback with Food Network. And so there you go on that. But anyway, guys, any questions you guys have now or in the future, if you're watching this video live, thank you for being here. If you're watching this video on playback, thank you for watching. And definitely leave questions, comments, anything you want to see a video on, leave it in the comment section below. Until next time, I do appreciate your continued watching the videos and being a loyal viewer. Until next time, have a great day, and I'll see you in Ezra.